Back in 2018, I interviewed Angeline Murray-Murwa about her remarkable journey from poverty to power. She is the executive director of Camfed in Africa, a group that has given scholarships and additional academic support to 4.8 million girls in the 5 countries where it works. She herself was one of the first scholarship recipients at a time when it looked as if she'd be unable to continue her education because her family couldn't afford school fees. When the news came out last month that Camfed is the recipient of the $2.5 million 2021 Hilton Humanitarian Prize, I wanted to catch up to see how Camfed and Murray-Murwa are faring in this pandemic. This interview has been edited for length and clarity. I wanted to bring up a story you told me back in 2018. When you first went to boarding school in Zimbabwe, you said June was a very cold month and water froze into icicles. You said you were so depressed by the cold weather that you felt like giving up. But one teacher told you that you had to get through 4 cold Junes so you could go back to your village and transform the lives of your family. Seems like the whole world is going through a long, cold June now. You can say that. The only difference is there was a clock, there was a time limit. I knew that 4 years would go by. With COVID it's so fluid. We have to live with it. We need to do the best we can. Did we even think even in our wildest dreams that we would be dealing with this? How has the pandemic affected Camfed's efforts? It's not been easy. We work with girls in communities that even pre-COVID were remote and not sufficiently served. COVID exacerbated that, particularly for technology. Governments responded to the pandemic by turning to online learning, but that's not a readily available solution in communities we work with. Most people do not have the hardware to do that. So what has Camfed been doing? Our response is led by the young women who've gone through Camfed, the 178,000 members of our association, the Camfed Alumni Association. And they go back and work with local schools to support children. It can be something as simple as printing out content for village study groups that are socially distant. And they do this as volunteers. They've got jobs, run businesses, some are in higher education. Some now run schools. But if you've walked this path, you know that even if you can give a packet of pens, that helps support the next generation. Has Camfed done any work to address the pandemic itself? When COVID hit, most of the information was online, on social media, on Facebook. And most of that information was in English. There were a lot of myths coming in as well. The Camfed young women made sure communities understood what COVID is, what it's not, what you can do to protect yourself and your family.